Hi guys, it's Barbara with Lady Libra Tarot. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I upload new content. Guys, if you're looking for my information to book a personal reading, my tarot deck, magical fantasy tarot, or any of my other channels, everything is in the description box below the video. Let's get into this for Libra. Libra, I feel like I don't know why you feel like there was a past mistake and somebody resisted the burden. So resisting the burden, you feel like you should have you feel like you should have reconciled. The harsh truth is you should have reconciled. So why you're looking back at a past mistake? You didn't want to be involved in something, right? So you resisted the burden. But you think that you made a mistake by resisting the burden, that you should have, the harsh truth is you should have reconciled. Oh, okay. I feel like whatever the burden was that you were dealing with, you feel like because you resisted whatever was, like you might have been carrying the load of something, you didn't want to be burdened with something, you let somebody go. And the harsh truth is you should have reconciled this. You're regretting the truth here because it's over. And it's almost like you feel like in your judgment that the reason it's over is because you resisted. And you feel like that's driven him into the arms of somebody else. Him being the King of Swords. You regret ending with the King of Swords, but this person was manifesting deception. He was juggling a third party. You feel like you drove him to this, but you didn't drive anybody anywhere, Libra. This person was going to do this whether or not you took on the burden or not, right? So let's get some clarity on this. Tell me about the burden, first of all. You resisted the burden because you were trapped in your head, right? You wanted to be with this person. It's almost like you want to apologize for blocking them. You decided you didn't want this relationship. That's the problem. But then you're having second thoughts because the harsh truth is you feel like you should have reconciled, but you held back, right? And the truth is you regret this ending because now you're at a crossroads in divine timing about a new beginning. You want to be with this person. In your judgment, it's almost like he had an opportunity to communicate with you, but he manifested deception. In your judgment, that he juggled the Queen of Wands. He chose to do this. He had an opportunity to communicate with you, with his partner, so that you could rebuild and come out of the cold with equal give and take and work on a situation. But he cut off communication. He cut off communication with you, Libra. He cut off communication with you. So you're feeling some kind of way about somebody who really cut you off to go play the game, right? They could have fixed it with you, but they didn't either. And so don't be feeling guilty over somebody who you feel like you drove him into this person's arms. You didn't drive anybody anywhere. This person chose to do what they did. Now, I don't know why you're feeling guilty about it or you're feeling some kind of way. Tell me about Libra. Tell me about Libra. Mm. So the only way this would make sense to me is if you were a twin flame. Now I can see why you are feeling pulled towards somebody because you're having sleepless nights about the relationship and you're manifesting the Four of Wands where love is concerned. Now this person could be your person and you're feeling like you should have turned around and dealt with whatever it was that you needed to deal with to fix it, but you didn't. You feel like you drove them into the karma, to the karmic. You should have had strength when it came to all the drama. You should have been able to handle all the... No. Okay. Libra, I mean, you're tough, but come on. If you're a twin flame, you know, it is the toughest damn thing you've got to do in this lifetime, right? You chose this path. You chose it. It's a soul contract. You chose to do what you're doing, right? It's almost like you said, hold my beer, and this is what I'm going to do in this lifetime, okay? I know I say the same thing to myself, like, what the fuck was I thinking, right? Seriously. You know, but at the end of the day, you should have been able to handle the drama. You should have been able to handle the drama. You can't get this out of your mind. Stop feeling so guilty. Your rule of thumb here as a twin would be to learn your worth and value. So you wouldn't not be looking at this any kind of way. He's got to do what he's going to do, and you're going to do what you're going to do, because there's lessons to be learned on both sides. You can't learn them together. You have to separate to learn these, and then you come back together in union, okay? It is a process, right? But you should have been able to handle it, even the mind games and manipulation, right? You feel like this cycle is closed, like it's not coming back. It's coming back. You got to look at things from a different perspective. You will be rebuilding. You have to master your emotions, right? You need to get some clarity. You need to do some soul searching. You need to see the light, right? There's a partnership that's been cut off, right? But there will be communicating. They will be communicating. Even though you're cut off, you will be communicating. Tell me about this. You're looking back at the past mistakes and divine timing. See, this is a soul connection. You will have equal give and take in divine timing. Things that are meant to be will be, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You'll come out of the cold. You'll overcome the obstacles. And there will be an offer. He will want to be with you. So get out of your head. Get out of your head. Quit the back and forth, holding back. You know, juggling why you held back. You held back for a reason. If it didn't feel right to you, you didn't go for it. Okay? Plain and simple. Don't blame yourself because you're in this part of the journey. This is part of the lesson. You know, it's almost like you're feeling some kind of way, but maybe it's you're more sensitive. I do see you moving past the tower, right? You will move past the tower. What's meant for you is yours. This is just part of this, and there will be a reconciliation. It's been a long time coming, okay? So I feel like you've been in this situation already. You may have known this person for years, at least three years, but it's still part of your journey, at least 3 years. So, you know, stop feeling like you push somebody away and you push them into the arms of somebody else. You didn't push anybody anywhere. This was part of the lesson to begin with. It is. You're going to realize that. Okay, so let's get all 12 signs around Libra, starting with Aries. You're dealing with an Aries. They're wishing to work it out. If you're dealing with a Taurus, Somebody may want to propose. If you're dealing with a Taurus, they may want to propose. If you're dealing with a Gemini, they're hiding a new passionate beginning. If you're dealing with a Cancer, they're moving towards a family situation. If you're dealing with a Leo, they want to take that leap towards a pre-empress energy. If you're dealing with a Virgo, there's a new beginning in a relationship. If you're dealing with another Libra, they're reconciling the truth. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, they don't want to talk about the ending. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, you see things from a different perspective about either rebuilding or a third party. Or you may be getting enlightened about a third party. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, you're mastering your emotions about the burden. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, now I want to say you're the boss here, but this also could be a husband's too controlling. Or this could be that the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is the emperor. And if you're dealing with a Pisces, someone wants to apologize for an argument or a fight. Guys, I'm going to leave that there. If that resonates with you, please leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay blessed.